We're going over to some friend's house for dinner. My contribution is going to be dessert, and I thought it would be the perfect time to show you our homemade honey caramel corn. All you need is a big hot pan. I'm gonna use just a couple of tablespoons of an olive oil. What oil does is it distributes heat evenly. And so when I put my popcorn kernels in there, it's gonna help them to not burn. I'm gonna use about 1.5 cups of popcorn kernels straight in. You need to keep these moving just a little bit. While these are going to pop, I'm gonna start making my caramel, which is really simple. Cup of butter, cup of honey, cup of sweetener. In my case, I'm gonna use sucanat or rapadura. Don't forget to stir. Julia has been stirring the popcorn and it's starting to pop. At this point, you need to put a lid on because it will go everywhere. Give it a little shake to even it out on the bottom. And often I turn the heat down to low. We have our honey and our sugar and our butter melting in this pan over there, and that needs to get really hot. So we're gonna bring it up to a boil and then try to keep it at a low boil for 5 minutes. And this is gonna help all those sugars to kind of caramelize, melt together, and then get really sticky. I have some vanilla extract, some baking powder, and some good sea salt. Now, I tend to like my caramel corn on the salty side because I think it really counters the sweet very well. But we're going to shut the heat off underneath the caramel, add all of these ingredients, mix it all together, and then pour it over our caramel corn. I have my popcorn here, in she goes. Okay, toss to coat, as they say. At this point, you have 2 options. You could eat it super hot with your hands and it'll be all warm and sticky from that honey, or you can bake it. And when you bake it, it gets a little toasted, it gets a little crispy, and it will stay crispy at room temperature for longer. So it'll last for a couple of days like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and bake mine just by spreading it on a parchment-lined baking tray and baking it at about 275, 300 for 20 or 30 minutes. Keep an eye on it because it will burn if your oven is too hot or if you cook it for too long. It should just be nice and toasted on the edges. Look at that, heaven. Into the oven it goes. Come back in about 10 or 15 minutes, give it a little toss, make sure it all toasts beautifully and evenly, and then enjoy.